Welcome to Drawfee, where we take your dumb ideas
and make even dumber drawings.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Julia.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Karina.
And today I made myself do something I didn't want to do.
Oh,
Wow, that in and of itself is a challenge.
It is a challenge.
congrats.
Thank you. As you may know, if you know me, I don't like drawing backgrounds, and
Sure don't.
because I'm not very good at them, because I don't devote any time or effort to learning how to do them good.
Yeah.
Sure don't.
And so I decided it was time to face my fears.
Whoa.
And go headlong into battle.
Embrace
The
love of backgrounds.
And hopefully try to find like a way to do it for me that makes sense, that I
Whoa.
don't hate doing.
I love backgrounds. I'm excited to see what you've done.
I like to look at pictures.
Well, guess what?
And I'm Nathan.
I got something for all three of you.
Whoa.
So what I did was I drew a background every day for a week.
What?
So I got 7 background studies that I did here. They each took typically 30 minutes to an hour.
Cool.
Where on earth do you find the time?
I was dedicated to this idea. And so I'm excited to show them all to you and show you kind of what I've been thinking about and stuff like that.
Oh, he thinking.
I've been
Let's
thinking.
go.
All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so
Yeehaw.
for the first one, I wanted to pick something that was like pretty simple in terms of like a background, a middle ground, and a foreground, so that I had like easy elements to focus on. Because like I said, when I go to do backgrounds, it's like I get the art fear in me,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I don't have a workflow for this. And so like I don't know what I'm doing. And I feel like I'm just like stumbling blindly a lot of the time. And another thing about backgrounds that I learned through this process is that they often look like nothing until they look like something.
Yeah.
There's like a long period of it looking bad, or like just like you're not going to get there. And that's difficult for me because I'm used to doing like characters and poses. That's my favorite things to do, where like the something happens right at the beginning and then you're just refining what's already there.
Mm-hmm.
But with backgrounds, it's like you got to build it up from nothing for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really just wanted to experiment with lots of different ways of doing it to see like what sort of resonated with me and felt like, you know, more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this old Westy one.
Yeah.
This is Monument Valley, I believe.
Sure is.
Ooh.
And I went with ones that were all like vertical compositions like this, because that's just easier for my brain to work with
Hell yeah.
than horizontal ones.
And then you can put them both next to each other on the screen.
Exactly.
Content.
It looks like the nearest rock formation is a pecs and abs.
It kind of does look like a pecs and abs.
Nature's pecs and abs.
But it kind of looks like that in the original too.
Yeah. This is a strong torso of a rock.
Strong
Quite the
rock.
shelf.
Nature's so beautiful.
Yeah, truly.
Jacob Horse.
I put a little Jacob horse in at the end of this one just for fun.
Please tell me you put one in each one.
I didn't, but I should have.
What the fuck?
I meant to, but I literally forgot. On day 2, I just forgot. And then on day 3, I was like, oh, well, I already didn't do it. So I guess that one's over. So yeah, this was the first study. This was like, you know, 35-minute study, but I was pretty like happy with it. I think it looks nice and
It do.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
it like gets the job done, which is mostly what I'm trying to like get out of this. Like I want to be able to get the job done.
Ooh.
Traffic light.
Yeah, I just like the composition on this one and the lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
This one I think ends up being like one of my favorites of the ones I did in terms of how it came out. I went like with straight up nothing but polygonal lasso tool for this one. So I wanted it to be all just like, you know, shapes and geometry and stuff.
Ooh. Yeah.
Are you eyeballing the colors? You're
No, I'm color picking.
Yeah, you are color picking.
Yeah. It helps me to color pick, and also because I was
yeah.
trying to learn like where the colors typically fall.
No, it's a great way to learn.
Yeah.
So that when I'm like doing it myself later, I'll know sort of what ranges to work in, because I always get that wrong.
I love how shapy you made the
that's
crossing lines.
fun.
Very like 60s
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was going for. I was kind of thinking of like some Genndy Tartakovsky look, like how he does backgrounds and like Powerpuff Girls and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's all kind of funky shapes. One thing I want to say, like as I go here, is that my goal for none of these was ever to be very exact with the replication. My goal instead was to like try to capture the vibe in what I kind of felt like was more my style.
Yeah.
So that it's like enjoy, because I really don't like replicating things exactly. I don't find any fun in that. So I have to like put some little like stank on it.
Yeah.
In order to have a good time at all.
Well, you should have done the horse.
I know I should have done the horse. I wish I had.
The horse would have looked so cute waiting for the light.
Yeah. I mean, someone could draw the horse into this.
It's true.
Nothing's stopping you.
Maybe I'll add the horse in for
Where's your-
the final renders.
Horse layer.
My horse layer is not present. I forgot my horse layer.
This is really good.
This is so nice.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you. Just add a little glow.
It's like so simple and so effective. Like you just used a lasso tool and like look how good it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Where'd you get these photos?
Pinterest.
Pinterest.
The Pantris.
Everything on Pinterest is like vertically oriented, basically. So
How convenient. Ooh, a more complex.
Ooh, now you sketching.
yeah, for this one, I wanted to do a completely different style. So I wanted to find something more complicated because I just wanted to do a black and white, like messy inks look. So that's the goal for this one. I use kind of the my nasty brush once I get to that point.
Yeah.
Use my nasty brush to kind of evoke the feeling of it and get all the little scrungly details, but without having to be like super exact, which I don't like doing. And also just a cool picture.
Yeah.
These buildings are so wild. I don't know where this is, actually. I didn't like do the research on it, but
You didn't geoguess it?
I didn't geoguess it.
Damn.
But yeah, so I've got my brush that won't let you make a straight line no matter how hard you try,
Hell yeah.
which was helpful for me for this because there's like so many lines and stuff. And I wanted to try using just like kind of one single brush and seeing what I could get out of that.
Oh my
Should
gosh.
do this exercise again, but with just geoguessing.
Just like play GeoGuessr and draw what comes up.
Ooh.
Could be something there.
Okay, this could be.
Could be.
I'd watch that.
Would you watch that?
Would you watch that? Audience?
Audience?
You would.
At home?
You better. If we do it. Sounds like a lot of work. Yeah, so this one took probably the longest, I think, as I recall.
I would assume so.
Just because it's a lot of lines. And when you're working with like big shapes, you can kind of get them in really fast. Because for a lot of them, I didn't do sketches for most of these. Because I really wanted to just jump right into like color blocking and...
Yeah. Plus, it's also just harder with like buildings.
For sure, yeah.
This is the first one you did that had buildings, right?
Yeah, this is the first one I did that had buildings.
Shit's hard.
Definitely the most complicated, like the most busy visually that I picked.
Yeah.
But
I guess there were like parts of buildings in the traffic light one, but
yeah, but it was mostly just a wall.
yeah,
That's
a
not
wall up.
building.
It's not. It's a part of a
It's a
building.
part of a building.
It's different.
It's different. It's not the same. I kind of wanted the vibe of this one to be like you'd see it in like a children's book or something, like one of like the children's books from the 90s or something like that.
Yeah.
This is pretty.
The horse is just coming around the corner.
The horse is not here, okay? I didn't do the horse.
But can you imagine?
Yeah, I can't imagine.
A horse?
I should have done it. Sorry, I was a little focused on making 7 pieces for this speed draw.
Ugh, I guess.
It was like fun to do these though. Like for every one of them when I started, I was like, I don't want to do this. But then once I got going on each one, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm figuring it out.
It's hard to work on something that you don't have a lot of confidence in.
Yeah, it is. It's really difficult because
It's
you know it's going to be hard and you're probably going to do a bad job at some point.
it's a trick.
Yeah.
Because you can't get better if you don't do it.
If
Yep.
you don't
Yeah.
eat
You don't-
shit.
But you don't want to do it if you're not good already.
Exactly. This is the end of this one, by the way. I put in little pauses so we could
I like it.
look at them before it moves on here.
A house.
This one's
My
a
dream
house.
house.
With this one, I'm using brushes instead of like shape tool. I did
You're chugging.
I was using a big blender, and it did not like what I was doing with that.
You stop that right now.
Yeah. My kind of challenge for this one was I downloaded, I went on the Clip Studio asset store, and I was like, I'm going to find one brush set, and I'm going to download it and just use those that are in the brush set. So that's pretty much what I did. I just used everything from this set that I downloaded. It's called like the Thick Paints set, I believe.
Thick paints.
It's a fun set to use. It's got most of the things have like color jitter in them too, so it takes a lot of control away from you and like fine choices like that.
Just like real paint.
Yeah, which makes it kind of enjoyable. It adds a lot of texture. Like on this house, I was happy with the sort of textured look
Yeah.
This house.
that I got, because texture is something that like I'm still unsure on. Like, for instance, like with the grass in this one, like I've not yet figured out the shortcuts on how to get textures on like grass and rock.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know you can do it. There's like ways to do it quickly, like to build texture, but I don't know what they are. And other than to like go in and like individually like detail each little bit of shadow.
It's amazing how close enough makes it read.
Yeah.
Like if it's close enough for you, it's going to read 100% for other people most of the time. Because you get some like interesting brushes that when you're using them, you're like, this looks nothing like what I need it to be. Like, you know, to do those flowers, you can do like a spacing jitter on a circle brush. And if you get close enough on that thing, everyone's going to read it as flowers. And it's only like if you're staring at it for a long time, you're like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm actually happy with how I did the flowers once I get there.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's always hard to kind of like view your own work without just seeing the flaws, but I always have to remind myself that the brain naturally looks for patterns.
Yeah.
So that's why getting it close enough works.
Yeah.
Brain fills in the rest.
And also, no one's going to be looking at it for as long as you are looking at it while working on it. So
Yeah, for sure.
After all.
I agree with all of that, but I still would like to figure out how to add texture a little bit easier.
Fair enough.
yeah.
You see me trying like lots of different things here that I end up kind of just like drawing and blurring them out. I think I get like somewhere reasonable, but not like exactly where I would have liked to be.
Here's a funny little question. You watch any Bob Ross?
That's true.
I have watched Bob Ross. Yeah, I probably should watch more Bob Ross because I know he does it with like single strokes sometimes.
Because I'm similar to you in that I just like don't really enjoy doing backgrounds a lot, and I'm not super confident in it. But at least when it comes to nature scenes, everything I know comes from watching Bob Ross. Like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
When
I should
are
probably
they
watch more of that.
Gonna come out with a Bob Ross brush set.
Don't give them ideas.
Yeah. Where's that?
Where is it?
It's not about the brush, it's about the technique.
I need the brush. Only the brush will allow me to do it. I put some blur on the front flowers there to get some depth of field.
It is a field.
And then I add in these. Thank you, Nathan.
This is my contribution to it's like
is a
Karina and
field.
Julia
Wow.
actually talking about like art stuff, and I'm like, ooh,
A field.
a field. That's a word.
I love how you did that
I
grass,
have
by the
some
way.
free association. Yeah, it
The
looks
stippling
nice.
to just like pull out like a few things to make a contrast is really good.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is a Steven Universe
Steven-
background.
Wow.
I wanted to move in this one towards seeing how other people stylize backgrounds. Because I was like, okay, I've tried a few like from photos. Like, what are some shortcuts that other like professionals use?
You started at the fundamentals and then you worked into seeing how other people shortcut.
Yeah, exactly. That's normally my like go-to if I'm trying to learn something.
I feel like it's a good way to do
Is
it.
that I try to do it myself for a while to see like how it is in real life, and then I see how other people shortcut it and try to incorporate elements of that into how I do it. So for this one, I'm just trying to mimic this exact style, basically, which is very simple but very effective. I really love the Steven Universe backgrounds.
Yeah.
They're like so poppy and colorful, and I was very surprised in doing this that like all the colors in this are like so light, but it looks so vibrant when you're just like,
Yeah.
you would look at it and guess that the colors were more saturated than they actually are. No. If you're me.
This is also another one where, like what I was saying about the textures, it's like the textures are like these big, chunky, messy things, but it's reading effectively. You know, like I'm sure that if I were to do some of that, like some of those tree shapes with that like texture brush, I'd be like, this is nothing. But then when I'm looking at it here, I'm like, oh, like that's so effective.
Yeah.
You know, like on some of those ridge lines, I think that's so good. And then like, again, those trees just being little triangles that just pop out. It's so good. Such a good shortcut.
It works. You know exactly what you're looking at.
Yeah.
But also it looks really nice.
Yeah.
It's like very visually pleasing.
Yeah.
And it matches the style of the show.
Yeah.
Totally.
And it's all cohesive.
Yeah, because sometimes it's hard to like combine, like marry a character to a background if you're not like matching the style, like they don't gel. So I think this is a lovely way to do it.
I think so too.
Wow. We're so similar.
We're agreeing on everything. This is crazy.
Wow.
And then just doing these clouds, which have some cool like color, like the hard line color transitions where there's like no gradients other than in the sky. I find very interesting.
Yeah.
And like how it works, like where you decide to make the color break. You know, I don't fully know, like I can't fully comprehend the logic they had when making it, like where they chose to put that break in those clouds with the colors, but I do think it's cool.
I like it.
It just looks cool.
Yeah, I feel like I, got pretty close in replicating it.
Hell yeah.
Stylistically here.
Wow.
Wow, you sounded so truly impressed.
'Cause I was.
So then in this one, don't get excited about thinking I'm going to try to do a detailed cloud, because I'm not.
You're not going to do the PP cloud?
My cloud does look like a PP in the end.
Well, the original did too.
Because in this one, I'm trying to interpret... what I'm looking at.
Ooh.
Jacob, you picked a drawing, a photo with such a funny cloud shape.
I did, yes.
Why would you do that? Who would ever do a funny cloud shape in a
No one
piece?
would ever do that. Mm-mm. We have no history of funny cloud shapes.
What's a cloud?
I wanted to try and like incorporate what I learned from the Steven Universe study into interpreting this background.
Those windows are so good.
So, and also a little bit of like what I did in the streetlight one.
Yeah.
With like the funky shapes.
The confidence to do the shapes a little silly.
Yeah.
I gotta get
And here's my penis.
Wow.
My penis cloud.
My God.
Your penis.
Oh, it's really good though.
It looks
Yeah.
even more like a penis than the
Yeah.
original. But I wanted to try to do the Steven Universe clouds.
Yeah.
And I was like looking at it, I was like, it looks like a penis, but there's nothing I can do about
The
that.
original
It's
looks
just-
like a penis.
It's just simply the situation I'm in, you know?
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Sometimes clouds want to be a little funny.
Yeah. And that's, who am I to judge that?
Sometimes they got a sense of humor.
Yeah.
The windows remind me, there was an American illustrator that now I cannot remember the name of, but he like mastered doing glowing orbs and windows, and I feel like you nailed it with those windows. Like they seem so bright.
Yeah.
like they're almost glowing.
I brightened up the orange of the windows a bit since I wasn't going to include the detail the original had in the windows.
I'm trying to remember what this illustrator's name is because it's my mom's favorite illustrator as well.
Ooh.
And then this is the last one I did, which I feel like I didn't quite get there on this one, I think, but I was like trying to sort of put everything together. And I was seeing how I could like interpret a more organic scene with like just sort of like the big shapiness that I was going for in the other ones, which is kind of difficult to do, to get like the feeling of like a lush environment, but also keep it like bold and shapy and not like bogged down in the details.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty tough to get a handle on, but you'll see kind of where I was thinking, what I was trying to do here with this one.
Yeah.
By the way, the illustrator's name is Maxfield Parrish.
Okay. Maxfield Parrish.
Look him up.
Then Maxfield Parrish.
So yeah, for this one I did need to sketch again because it was a little too complicated to eyeball all the shapes. And then I'm just going in with the polygonal lasso tool to like kind of get some light and shadow on the rock.
That boy loves his polygonal lasso tool.
I do like it for like
background
I like
work. The way that you've been using it to do the shapy shapes.
It helps me to not get like too bogged down. Because when I'm using it, I'm pretty restricted as to what kind of shapes I can make.
For sure. And
that makes it just a little easier for me. I was trying to do some branches, but I didn't like them, so I took them away. It's lots of things I kind of like try and, just see if they work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you do.
That's
you fuck
process.
Around.
And then you find out. Ideally, in a perfect world, you find out.
Yeah. But sometimes you don't, and then you just have to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you keep fucking around, you will find out eventually.
You'll find out eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Such is life.
Like how you put the notches in the tree.
Yeah.
So that they're like angled.
Yeah, I wanted to expose a little more of that bright sky in the background. Well, I mean, bright relative to the rest of the image.
Yes.
It's a pretty gray day, all things considered, in the picture, but just adding some of that speckle to the road, little road speckle. Yeah, it's sometimes hard to figure out like where or if I should apply texture.
Yeah.
When I'm going with like a bold, simple style
it's a
like
hard
this.
thing to mix.
I like the fog haze.
Yeah, and then I wanted to do
layer.
like differing levels of blur to get sort of that like tilt shift camera focal point effect. So I had to like blur some of that going away over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just trying stuff out, trying to like add some little like details.
I really like
of it.
this.
Yeah.
I feel like this is where I ended up with it, and I was like,
pretty.
I don't really know what else to do with it right now. I'll have to like, keep learning as I go. But I do feel like what I've landed on here feels like a style and a workflow that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think it's like I'll be able to continue working on it, hopefully, going forward.
I'm looking forward to seeing more of this kind of background work from you in your other art.
I'm gonna try to not keep running away from the backgrounds.
Yeah.
Because we gotta, you gotta improve on this stuff sometime.
Stop running.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you learned a lot from doing this 1 week of practice?
I do feel like I learned a ton, just like sitting down to do it and like doing it with like focus and with the idea of like I'm trying to learn new things.
Yeah.
Made it feel better, and like doing it for a purpose like this episode when I probably wasn't going to do it on my own. So having something to make me do it.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes.
Was really helpful. But
Well,
yeah, this
great.
was I thought this was really cool and fun to do. I hope you all liked watching it.
What a journey. What a journey through all these different places and your artistic journey as well.
Oh my God. It all is in synchronicity.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But I would like to know if you like this type of thing, like this sort of like extended practice, like self-improvement type of thing. Let us know, because I would love to see like other people do something like this, other hosts.
I'm sure we're going to get a comment that says, I'd love to see the other hosts do this.
Well, then you should comment it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to see it, that
Prove
is.
me wrong,
Oh, you want to
children.
see it? How bad?
We could do the reverse of this challenge where me, a person who loves to do backgrounds, has to do like character design studies every day for a week.
Yeah, I mean anything. Any place where y'all feel like
tell
you
us
have a
what
weakness.
you want to see.
Julia has to draw characters from memory for a week.
Oh,
No,
God.
I draw Scooby-Doo every day for a week.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Because I'd love to do this, even though I don't have any weaknesses.
I'm sure you can think of one.
Just watch Karina grow more powerful.
Yeah,
over
get
a
stronger
week.
and stronger. But thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed this.
Yeah.
If you did, give us a like and a subscribe, and check out our Patreon if you want to support what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, we always are streaming on Twitch every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and we got a merch store with merch.
Yeah. And do this yourself.
Yeah. Get better.
Now.
What are you scared of?
You can, maybe.
Maybe.
If you try.
I bet
I'm
you
in
can.
suspense.
We're sorry.
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 Sorry.